Good morning everyone, and welcome to this week's Monday's Moment, in which I'm going to explain to you why it's important to stop focusing on the problems and look for solutions, and why I said good morning rather than hi. See you in a moment. Now let's deal with the first thing today. Why did I say good morning rather than hi? Now I know some of you may be watching this Monday's Moment in the evening, in the afternoon, but it's important that you realise that I recorded this first thing this morning, and I did it because I went out to get the milk. We have our milk delivered by a traditional milkman, and it was as I collected the milk in this morning that it made me think about this week's Monday's Moment, which was a little bit off topic of what I was going to talk about. And the reason I want to share with it is because of this. Okay, and this is the crate in which our milk bottles were this morning, and that made me think about the need to stop focusing on our problems and start looking for solutions to them. And the reason I say that is that we decided to have our milk delivered, and rather than just have the milk bottles out on the paving slabs outside the front door, we wanted something to tidy and to hold them in place. And we looked everywhere. Milk just isn't that common to be delivered anymore. And Coleman, who deliver our milk from a local village, are absolutely exceptional. And we didn't want to spoil the whole effect by having milk bottles rolling across our slabs, etc. in poor weather. So we wanted to look for something which was a traditional sort of milk bottle holder. And we couldn't find them anywhere, and the ones we could find were just awful. They didn't match the house, they were quite sort of cheap and tacky, some of them were too expensive. But what it did is I was focusing very much on the problem of the milk bottles. And as I started to realise I needed to lift my eyes off the problem and look more for solutions, and as we trawled through the internet, I got an idea of what I wanted in my mind. And that's really important. And there's a part of our brain called the reticular activating system. I was going to say syndrome then, but system. RAS, reticular activating system. And that's the bit that when we focus on something in our minds, we see it. We're more aware of it. You know, it's a bit like buying an orange car and nobody has one there. As soon as we buy the orange car, everybody has one. And that's what this is about. This is about getting you to focus on the solutions. Because if you focus on the problem and just the problem, then you'll get more of the problem. When you start to focus on the solution, opportunities open. And that's what happened with me. This actually was a wine rack that somebody discarded out of a very, very old house in the village. And it held about 50 wine bottles, 48 wine bottles, something like that. And as soon as I saw it outside the house, free to a good home, I thought I can turn that into the solution for my milk bottles. So I went to work and I cut it, trimmed it, ground the metal down, and we have a very simple 4-bottle milk bottle holder. And that's what I want you to think about today. I want you to take your focus away from the problems that you have, determine what the solutions need to look like, and then focus on those solutions. Because if you focus on them, you are more likely to be aware of them, more likely to see them, and more likely to realise them, as I did there. And we've been over the moon with how it's held the bottles, it's stood the test of winter here, and it looks okay on the front of the house. So decide what your solutions are going to be today. And take those solutions, go and find them, and be more aware of them so that they appear to you and you're more aware of them and you will find them. Now, if you've got a tip like this that you'd like to share with other business owners, then please, I'd love to have you as a guest on my podcast. To find out more and to schedule a recording of a podcast, and it's just a very informal chat in which we pick out some good business tips for you can share. And we might drink some coffee, tea, whatever it is as well. Just go to www.coffeewithsimon.com, and I'd love to have you as a guest on my podcast. Thanks for taking part and watching this week's Monday's Moment, which is a good morning, no matter what time you're watching this. And I hope that this tip has helped you go out there this week and find the solutions to your problems. See you on the next week's Monday's Moment. Bye for now.